Yeah, we just need a little bit more rain. Okay, so one of the rules for the electrical cable in the trench is it has to have 6 inches above and below of soil that contains nothing larger than a 4-inch stone in diameter. And as you can see, I got plenty that are at that or bigger. And I bought 7 yards of sand there because I didn't read the entire rule. I was thinking stone-free soil. No, it's nothing larger than 4 inches. So instead of buying more gravel, 2 minus or whatever, I decided to spend about 50 bucks at Lowe's and build a rock screen. And I know it's not going to last very long, but it should easily last enough to get all this dirt run through it, so I can get all the rocks separated out, which I'll have a use for those too. But then I can get my soil that'll have pretty much nothing bigger than I don't know, that's probably about 2-inch grid. So a 2-inch stone or two might fall through there, but everything's going to be less than that. So 3 minus is what I'll have for soil, and that will pretty much take care of that. So that's what I did this morning. I was gonna put up the ladder and climb up the pole and try to set the pipe with the cable in it, for the electric service drop. And the more I think about it, the less inclined I am to do it. So I've put out some feelers, and I'm going to hire that part of the job out. All I need to do is just get down to the meter box. Everything else from the meter box in, from below the box in here, I can do myself. I mean, I've got the tractor. I'll lay the spool over on its side, and I can just pull the cable right out. Use the forks or the grapple, and that bar will be the dispenser. I ought to be able to pull that cable out. Down by the ledge that we ran into is I may end up buying some galvanized, but this plastic 2-inch ought to easily do it. Sorry if I'm bouncing you too much, but 20 feet of conduit will get me over the ledge. And again, the rule is 24 inches below grade. There's nothing saying I can't raise the grade, which is what I'm going to do. This is going to be a series of raised beds in here, and this is where our garden's going to be. My wife and I both have back problems, and it just makes sense to bring the garden up to us, and I'll have a little bit less bending over and drudgery to do. So that's what we're going to do. And right now I'm just waiting for the electrician to get back to me, and that's what we have for that. If you know how a rock screen works, and the legs aren't attached yet, I just propped it up for the video. You can scoop up the soil, dump it onto the screen from the front. The dirt drops underneath, and the rocks, in theory, will roll off to the front side. That's the back, that's the front. So, with the tractor bucket, and this is 8 feet, and the bucket's 6, I think, or 5. Dump the soil up there, the soil will filter through, and the rocks will roll down here to the front. And they can be picked up and used later, and the soil can be used as I need it. And I can either use the bucket with a sling or the forks to move this thing around where I want it. So a little less heavy-duty work for me to do. The most difficult part is just standing it up. I'm going to get some lag bolts and basically put some hinges in there for the legs. They're going to be outside. I just got them in there just to prop it up, like I said. So a couple of lag bolts for pivots so the legs can fold in. And I got a little portable rock screen going on here. Hopefully, maybe later today I'll run up to the store and grab a couple bolts because I don't have any. And maybe tomorrow we'll put it to the test and see what happens. For now, I'm going to take that long 2x8, I think it is, and that's going to go inside, and I think I'm going to finish the loft framing and then see if we can't figure out a way, either that or go up to Papa's place and get my chain hoist out and fasten it up there somewhere so I can lift all those sheet goods up so I have a floor in the loft. But yeah, I'm just going to take that long piece, is going to go right across the front and tie right into that one. Where are we? Right there. And then I can run the 4 or 5 stringers. I think that's 4 there. And the floor will be done. Then I can rig up a ladder, which I have ladders here, not a big deal. And I will work out what I'm going to use for a more permanent solution later. But if I got a ladder that I can get up there right now, that'll be just fine. And again, I got 10 sheets, and that ought to do it. I don't think I didn't use much more than that for the whole house. So there's 3. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs of 3, so that was 18 for the whole house. So 10 ought to do it for the loft. We'll see how that goes. More on that later, but for now I'm going to shut the camera off and get to work on some framing, which is the part that I really enjoy the most about building. That and doing the electrical work, as those are things that I actually have experience with and know a little bit about. Not a lot, but a little bit. Just enough to keep me out of trouble. For electrical, yeah, I know how to keep the magic smoke inside the wires. And that's the really important part. We don't want things going poof and then snap, crackle, pop is a bad thing with electricity. Okay, I'm going to stop babbling. I'm going to get to work. Just a little update for you. I'll be back with more later. Actually, that looks pretty good. I'll be able to use that for a while. Pretty happy with that. Took me a couple hours to put it together. So there we go. Later, folks. Bye.